One day in the morning, Jordan Gross, the author of the book The Journey to Cloud 9, got in an Uber to head uptown, and he solemnly stared out the window at the East River. Suddenly, when the car passed a dock with multiple boats, the name of one particular boat jumped out at him, Cloud 9. And without thinking much, he asked his Uber driver, "When have you felt like you were on Cloud 9? The Uber driver's responses were fascinating. He talked about a childhood memory, his friends, his wife, his children, his grandchildren, his parents, his job. He mentioned how some of these experiences may not have given him a Cloud 9 feeling had he made a different decision in the moment. Then he thanked Jordan for allowing him to reflect upon those momentous occasions, and Jordan immediately knew he had a new concept to further explore. After this discussion, and after presenting this question to everybody he encountered for the next few days, Jordan discovered that there were transformative life experiences we could all encounter to intentionally develop this Cloud 9 euphoria. It became his mission to craft a story about a character who had the opportunity to live a Cloud 9 life but ultimately chose a different path. So he finally wrote the book The Journey to Cloud 9. The Journey to Cloud 9 begins with Jerry, a depressed older gentleman, in his bedroom, blocked off from the rest of the world by a barrage of pillows surrounding his bed. His live-in nurse, Martin, makes his daily attempt to connect with a basically speechless man, but his efforts are futile. When Martin exits the room through a process called Cloud Time, presented to him as a coping mechanism when he saw a psychologist as a child, Jerry has a visualized experience that takes him on an expedition through the clouds. While Jerry's real-time body lays tossing and turning in his bed, he relives his past, a life that was defined by isolation, society, and the people around him. But he also lives his Cloud 9 life, a life that was defined by the choices he wished to make based on his gut, his heart, and his intuition. Jerry imagines himself flying a plane through the air, and he is immediately introduced to his co-pilot, a man that for the majority of the story he refers to as CP. Jerry and CP spend the novel traveling from Cloud 1 all the way to Cloud 9, where Jerry experiences what could have happened during his life had he chosen the Cloud 9 path. CP acts more like a tour guide than a co-pilot, explaining to Jerry these experiences and the lessons he must learn in order to live the rest of his life on Cloud 9. For each lesson revealed, Jerry subconsciously knocks a pillow off his bed, taking him one step closer to his introduction to the real world. The first cloud highlights the importance of playfulness. It recounts Jerry's childhood, playing with his toy airplanes, and introduces the reader to his parents. In reality, Jerry is forced to put his toys away and mature. But in Cloud Life, Jerry keeps his favorite airplane and savors his childlike playfulness. Here the life lesson is, don't live your life as a passenger, be the pilot. Because when you live as a passenger, life is leading you, rather than you leading it. Your decisions are made for you. You allow other people to lead you on a route that you are unsure you even want to take. But when you are a pilot, you get to dictate where your life is going to go based on your gut, your intuition, and the full alignment of your head and heart. Cloud 2 explains the meaningful concept of camaraderie and relationships. In real life, Jerry develops a bond with twins from his class who ask him to go on a fishing trip, but he declines to study as his mom has told him. In the clouds, Jerry goes on that trip and creates lifelong friends and memories. Here the life lesson is, the lifelong relationships you are able to create when you focus on building happiness with the people around you rather than living life all on your own. In Cloud 3, Jerry discovers the impact love can have on one's life. He remembers an event in which he was excited to reveal a letter to the love of his life, Jamie, but did not because of an unfortunate circumstance. In his cloud life, however, Jerry does read a love letter, a proposal to Jamie, insinuating that in this world he did in fact read the note earlier in his life. Here the life lesson is, when you can't explain why you did something to anybody but yourself, then that's what love is all about. That's what true love feels like. The fourth cloud revolves around the concept of having children and how that sense of responsibility brings meaning to one's life. In Jerry's actual life, he is told by his doctor that there is a 99.9% chance he cannot have children. His life in the clouds paints a different picture, and he spends a day with his wife and his son. Here the life lesson is, there's no such thing as couldn't or cannot. There is always a way. There is always a different path. There is always a solution. The major concept on Cloud 5 is grandchildren. But there is also an added lesson about benevolence. Jerry considered adopting a child during his lifetime, but he decided not to because how he would be portrayed by society. In his cloud life, it is revealed that Jerry adopted his son, and later on, his son had a beautiful daughter, making Jerry a proud grandfather. Here the life lesson is, when you selflessly help somebody less fortunate than you without expecting anything from him in return, you don't just receive sustained love, you receive unconditional love. It's this unconditional love that lifts your spirit high enough to live life in the clouds. Career ambition and meaningful work are the themes of Cloud 6. Jerry is a successful consultant in reality, but he wanted to end his career and became a pilot. However, he is unable because his boss and his firm need him and offer him a promotion. Here the life lesson is, when you are able to regain a sense of your purpose, when you are able to dig deep, explore your curiosity, find your passion, and then have the courage to stand up to others and pursue what you want to do, you realize the importance of professional aspirations, ambition, and finding your calling. The amount of time and energy you dedicate to jobs, a shift of career, can be a shift of everything in your life. Cloud 7 dives deeper into Jerry's relationship with his parents and explores the theme of understanding, empathy, and reciprocity. At his mother's funeral, Jerry decided to leave for a work trip, leaving his dad broken and alone. But in his cloud experience, Jerry is shooting hoops with his father, reinvigorating his spirit after Jerry's mother's death. Here the life lesson is, human connection is what we desire most as creatures of this earth. But at the same time, we are petrified to connect, terrified to feel vulnerable. If we let these fears overcome us, then we lead a life of sorrow and isolation. Jerry has a realization on Cloud 8 in which he believes he is back to reality. But instead of depressed and alone, he is with all of the people he met along the way in the clouds. After leaving his visualized world in the clouds with CP, Cloud 9 presents the opportunity to resurrect his life. There are no longer any pillows on the bed, and Jerry walks outside to join Martin, where they enjoy the moment looking at the sky. As meaningful as The Alchemist, as brilliantly told as The Life of Pi, and as inspirational as Eat, Pray, Love, the journey to Cloud 9 will prompt you to examine your own life and make positive changes. You can buy the book by following the link given below in the description. Wish you all the very best. Thanks for watching. More wisdom, more solution, better life.